A teen is in a coma tonight after getting jumped in the parking lot near a South Bay mall. Night Beat's Devin Feely talked with the boy's father tonight. Devin?
Yeah, the victim's father says that his 17-year-old son was just trying to escape through this parking lot, get back to his car and go home when he was sucker punched and knocked to the ground.
When they did a CAT scan here, they found the crack in the back of his head and his bleeding internally on his brain.
Doctors rushed 17-year-old Christin Ayers into emergency surgery Wednesday night after he was brutally attacked in a parking lot outside San Jose's Valley Fair Mall. 2 days later, the teen remains in intensive care. Christian's father says his son and a friend were harassed by two men inside the mall who repeatedly asked them if they belonged to a gang and then followed them into the parking lot as they tried to leave.
Lunged at my son fairly, according to the witness, fairly quickly and violently, and hit him twice in the head.
While his son struggles to recover from a traumatic and life-threatening brain injury, Rasner is urging police to review and release security camera video from the mall, which he believes will help the public identify his son's attackers.
Police use that camera footage to catch the two perpetrators because they're still out there menacing somebody else's kid.
Rasner says his family has kept an around-the-clock vigil at his son's bedside, buoyed by the hope that Christian will make a full recovery and that his attackers will be caught.
I don't want somebody else to go through what I'm going through. I just can't. It's hard as a dad crying. It's not what I want to do.
Now, the San Jose Police Department is investigating the attack, but so far have not identified any suspects. Liz?
Devin, any idea, was this kind of a botched robbery?
No, it doesn't appear to be. The robbery does not appear to be the motive. In fact, it seems that the motive of this crime was as senseless and as callous as it seems on the surface. These two men seem to be itching for a fight, followed them into the parking lot and attacked them and ran off.
Awful. All right, Devin, thank you. In Berkeley tonight, a huge turnout for a talk on racism. It was all about an incident that happened to a comedian in a cafe back in January. Night Beat's Christin Ayers on the powerful messages delivered tonight. Christin?
Yeah, what happened several weeks ago at that cafe in Berkeley was an alleged instance of racial profiling. It gave birth to tonight's meeting where hundreds of people showed up, and the man at the center of it all said he was happy with it. It's not every day that hundreds of people pack a room on a Friday night to talk about racism, but that's what Karina Montag and close to 300 other people in Berkeley came here to do.
I hope that people have an opportunity to express themselves.
So many people showed up that the doors had to close early. Inside, talk centered around this man, comedian Kamau Bell. In January, Bell and his wife were on the patio of Berkeley's Elmwood Cafe when Bell says a waitress shooed him away from the restaurant, believing he was bothering his wife.
I was unfortunately, I guess, not surprised that things like that happen. Disheartened that it happened, and want to be part of the hopefully solution.
His solution: to fire the waitress and work with Bell and others to put this event on. Tonight, cameras were only briefly allowed inside the auditorium, but the words exchanged were powerful. At one point, Bell said, "People of color experience microaggressions or implicit bias every day. This is about knowing we can talk about it." Pierce called what happened to Bell shameful. "I couldn't let it slide," he said. Racism exists in Berkeley, and it happens every day. But Pierce said things can change. He announced a new program at Elmwood that would educate employees about racial bias at a time when it's needed most. Now, that program is going to be turned into a curriculum that Pierce, the owner of Elmwood Cafe, hopes to then share with about 60 other businesses in the Elmwood district. Liz?
Now, Christin, so many people turned out for this event, and it sounds like it ended on a very positive note. Did you get the feeling that there was some sort of real resolution that happened here tonight?
We actually spoke to Mr. Bell afterward, and he said the point of it is not to have a resolution. This is the first step in a long process. But again, that he was happy that so many people turned out and that he got the word microaggressions on the news tonight.
All right, Christin, thank you.